the word. You hear it on the talk radio. Strict
constructionist.
Yeah, strict constructionist with our bylaw, and our bylaw says it's plans. So get out of here. You know, so it's interesting. For all those reasons, I say, you know, consider approving. You know, consider setting the stage for Paige to come back, which sets the stage for an interesting discussion, which will be more than just Paige. I think. I mean, you know, if other consultants hear that this is all on the line, it will be fascinating.
Pete?
I've not been heartened, perchance, by DEP's fervent protection of resources that we here in town we think we're supposed to protect. So whether it's docks, piers, or wetlands, I'm going to listen to your advice, Rob, that somewhere down the line, if DEP says it's not a wetland, we said it was, if this goes to court with our saying just this, we essentially left that open on this decision. We left it open and said, we'll wait until we hear from DEP. Now that we've heard from DEP, it does open the discussion, Scott, that you are mentioning in town, where we don't want to lose wetland, and we do. When we gain wetland, do we want to keep it? And we haven't had that discussion. And so from a legal standpoint, and I might ask you, Rob, would it be wiser for us to weigh in with additional evidence, but with then a full discussion, maybe not on an RDA, but an NOI, because if there's a house going to be coming here, it's going to be some in-depth discussion, I think, about this. Would that be a better legal basis for us in whatever decision we take?
No, because I think that we're only at the wetland definition stage. You know, you can't accelerate it, although we know that eventually he would like to drag that house from up the street. Mr. Page, he comes into the office a lot, let me say, and I know these plans by heart. You know, that's his dream, to bring that house down the street. But I don't. Let me see if I can, you know, focus back. Pete, I'm not sure I can.
How beholden are we to DEP's ruling?
Oh, thanks. I don't think that we would take an appeal of DEP's superseding determination, because I think it's right.
Based on their call.
Under the best science,
right.
Under the two-parameter approach, it's right. But what this would set into motion, let's say the commission would want to depart from that embrace.
If we were to disagree with DEP.
Yeah, then it sets into motion this kind of a more complicated way of regulating, where you have in any one filing, just like we. No, let me back one half step up and say, just like we have a state bank and a town bank dichotomy,
right?
You may well have a state bank. I'm sorry, it's a state wetland and a town wetland dichotomy. Would make things a little more complicated, for sure. And it would be interesting to hear if this comes up for discussion from other interested parties, you know, like the consultant community, on how they would see this playing out. Doable, easily doable. It's going to add $1 million onto every application. I don't know.
But certainly if we don't do anything, since it got appealed to DEP, we're not going to fight their call.
No.
So does that mean we've made a decision, DEP made a decision, and if it goes to court, DEP wins and the house gets built, or actually it's not wetland?
We have an obligation, you know, to satisfy the minimal requirements of the Wetlands Protection Act, but we can, by statute and local ordinance, be more strict, and that's what our town bylaw is, if I'm not correct. if I'm not mistaken. So, and that's in all the years I've sat on this commission, I have never seen an applicant argue that yes, there's wetland, this is a wetland community, but the soils aren't, so we're asking to put the line here. That has never occurred, not on anything that I've sat on. The rationale usually we have very little argument over wetland delineations under the present system. And somebody will come before us and say, both the soils and the plant community agrees, and Rob says, yes, this is an accurate delineation, and, we move on. And now what we're inviting is making a more litigious climate and saying, yep, a wetland community exists here, but it's not a wetland.
Scott, I wanted to recognize Erica.